Gang. This your boy Hype Fan Jers. You are now tuning to Hype Fan Eagles. Back at it with another one. Come to talk to y'all just about a little bit more stuff, everything that been going on. You already know, man. Like I always do. Thanks for everybody that been continue to like, follow, and subscribing to the channel. Please continue. Do not hesitate because we doing more. We got things going on like with the other channel. Please support the other channel that we are just talking about NFL and generally just covering in more teams and just having that discussion. Also, we are talking about life in general. Just we just bugging out, just talking. So you want to join in? We be talking about NFL, covering more teams, the whole NFL, and the aspect of the sport. Yo, man, don't hesitate to follow the channel. That will be Dolo Solo 1033 TV. That's DOLOSOLO 1033 TV. Please go support the other channel. And that's where we are talking about more teams, NFL, period. Just more than just talking about the Eagles. So basically, but like I always say, man, I don't gonna wrap y'all up too long. I'm gonna get into it. Yeah, man. I'm doing big things, trying to do big game, bro. But like, yeah, I was gonna get right into it. I ain't gonna wrap y'all too long. Just getting into the discussion. Yeah, like I've been hearing a lot of things that's been going on. Like, I always I hear a lot of things. It just since we've been getting into this playoffs, it just been we just been I feel like we've been most talk the team. Like it's just nothing but discussions on the Eagles this, Eagles that. And it's like maybe I'm wrong, maybe you've been hearing other discussion, but based on me, that's all I've been saying. And I keep saying about this Jalen Hurts stack discussion, like based on okay, what how he's looking, and they keep. I don't understand why is we still on the subject about his stats and what is he producing. Like they keep comparing him. Yeah, he's not producing in the stats wise as much as these other quarterbacks that's in the playoffs, but it's not asked for him to produce those stats. Like what is we doing here? What like why is we keep having the same discussion as about his stats and how he is looking? Like I just feeling like they just looking for something to dig, something uh to be negative about when it comes to him, something to doubt. Like they just looking for things to doubt now. And I just want to feel like, because you digging in the same subject because okay, I guess the Green Bay Packers, we didn't pass well, we didn't pass, like we didn't look, but people are just neglecting. Like I said in my last video, what Dan Orlovsky said on First Take, on when he was basically debating on his own against Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharp about they're not giving the Green Bay Packers their credit of their defense credit of what they was doing on the defense side. They was playing good defense. It wasn't like even Dan said it wasn't really nothing there. Like it's like they what did he want them to do? Is force it in tight spaces, and then he would have did an interception. They would have been like, oh, why he forced that pass? Like, it's like the Green Bay Packers was just like I said before. I love Kellen Moore. I love his game. I love what he had done with the Eagles. But at certain times, even they are saying that he could go back to the Dallas Cowboys, Kellen Moore, especially in the playoffs. Like, he could get a little bit predictable at sometimes. Like, and I just feel like the Green Bay Packers defense had his game plan figured out to enough. Like, and that's the reason why he wasn't passing the ball because it really wasn't there. The receivers wasn't getting open. Not because AJ Brown, Smitty, there are I'm they are good wide receivers. And my boy Dolo Solo said, I'm done with Kellen Moore. Yo, I feel you on that, man. I still got hope though. I still got hope for Kellen Moore. I still feel like he could still do something because of what he had done for this team. Way more better than Brian Johnson. But I feel like what you coming from because of the sometimes the inconsistency of what he throw out there. Like, like I said before, when we started the drive and we was on, I believe it was the third and long drive, and he throw a running back screen to the like, bro, like why is you throwing a running back screen at this time? Like, ain't nothing been felt. You didn't play the defense. You ain't filled nothing out. Why is you got two good receivers? Like, why are you not dialing up a good game plan with a passing, at least to get close the first downs, that if we have to do the tush push brotherly shove or whatever you want to call it, then we could do that. But you doing the running back screen, like you ain't that the defense is early in the game. The defense we was struggling a little bit. That wasn't a time to throw that out there. Like, so it was like I from that point, from that start, I kind of felt like, oh man, I hope this don't be that type of game. And it was. Even Dad said he watched the whole playback and he was like, yo, the Eagles did not no, he did not have nowhere to go with the ball. What he did was the best thing he could do was protect the ball, not not be the issue while we lose. Just protect the ball and win the game and allow your running game and the defense doing what they did. Like, so that's what he did. He protected the ball. Why is that not being taught, that he is protecting the ball? Like, just the fact that Doloso said, just the fact that he's worried about interviewing for the Cowboys rather than staying focused on the playoff. Oh, I didn't even hear that he actually went for the interview. Like, so that's an update for me. I didn't know he actually went there. But I know there's a lot of talk dealing with Kellen Moore and talk about him being a lot of people feel like, you want to upgrade your career and you want to take that opportunity, to become like. So a lot of these coordinators, they look for that, for the money wise, for the opportunity to be something. So I get it, but it's like, then can they wait? Can they wait until after the season is over? Can they do this on an off season? If you have to make a life living, you got to do what you got to do. Then can you wait till after the season over for all this? Like, because it's knocking the focus of your team out the way. Like, and it's like, yo, dang, like, you got something you could make history right now, and then you could go and be a coach and make history later. But focus on making history right now with the team that you got. And it's like, that's the only thing I disagree on that aspect. If you got to make a living, you got to make a choice, you want to upgrade your career, then cool. I can't knock that, and I understand that. It just sucks that we can't never keep coordinators. Like, it just, we get a coordinator one year, the next thing they go. Like, it's just like they keep taking these coordinators away from us. And it's like, yo, is this another thing on Jalen Hurts that people is not understanding, that he is going through multiple, since his college year, he have not had a set coordinator and coaches. Like, it's like, yo, like, nobody not understanding that. They looking at these other quarterbacks, but they are having set coordinators and coaches that are doing well for them. But Jalen Hurts don't have that. So how can he build a chemistry and build and get a game plan with his coaches if they not staying? Like, so it's just a lot going on with that. But like, yo, like, his on that Green Bay Packers, he did the best he did. And like I said, Stephen ain't talking about, like I said in my last video, you telling me for 2 quarters he couldn't complete 2 quarters. There was no receivers open for 2 quarters. You telling me no receivers? And then, like, yes, that's what I'm telling you. It wasn't. And I'm like, and I'm like, I'm listening to him, and I'm like, yo, like I said in my last video, like, why is Stephen A and Shannon Sharp, or mainly Stephen A, is acting like, yo, like I said, they are, you have watched NFL way longer than me. You've been older than me. You've been watching it way longer than me. You've been covering it way longer than I have. Shannon Sharp, you actually played the game longer than me and longer and watched it and covered it longer than I have. So I don't understand how you not know that offense. It's been multiple times that offense have been shut down. Like I said in my other video again, like people ain't seen the video, so I'm gonna be repeating myself so people can get that they ain't watched the last one a little bit. For the ones that do, forgive me, but like just for the new viewers and everything. But I'm like, Shannon Sharp, you just recently just told your audience that you had a game with the Eagles back in the 90s when y'all only had 80 yards the whole game. Y'all only had 80 yards through. You just said that. That means the Eagles defense, that because you said our defense was on, we had a very good defense that year. So that means our defense shut your offense down completely. Y'all wasn't getting nothing at all. Nothing at all. Y'all wasn't getting 80 yards through the whole game. Y'all was shut down. Y'all couldn't score. Y'all couldn't do anything. And don't blame it on because sometimes an offense could get shut down and the quarterback ain't doing having a bad game. They just ain't nothing he could do. He ain't throwing interceptions. It's not that he playing bad. It just ain't nothing there. You already know how dynamic, how good of a quarterback John Elway was. He was a very good quarterback. And him from to not have to get no type of yardage, yo, it's like I strongly believe wait. I strongly believe it's a media agenda to make Hurts look bad. Facts, bro. I strongly believe that too. Like it just seeming like that weeks after weeks. That's what they are going with, and that's what they are trying to do. They are trying to dilute his game plan just because of he's a clutch quarterback that don't he's a quarterback that that's doing good, but don't have to. Why? Because he got a team. I feel like they are hating on him just because he have a team. Like, and it's not like he's the first quarterback that had a team that was doing good. And I just felt like, they are making more doubt and why? Because he have a team and they looking for him to do more. Why? Because he have a team. No, just because you got a team doesn't mean a quarterback have to do more. Sometimes a quarterback that have a good team, an elite team, sometimes they could just only do what they are asking them to do. Why? Because they have a team. That means if you got a team, that means your coach could game plan it however he want. And he felt like if he got a game plan that's not, if it don't broke, don't fix, then watch go from it. If he got a game plan, listen, I got a dynamic running back. Cool. The quarterback is good too. Well, you know what? We're gonna go with this run this season. Why? Because we got a dynamic running back. We got an O line that's not the number one O line, at least top three. And I don't think they three. So we have the one of the best O line, the running game on both aspects with the quarterback and the running back. And nobody ain't stopping it. So why go away from it? Why switch it? If you could game plan it, why? I think they hating because he don't have to do that much. They not used to seeing it this way. That's exactly what I'm saying is I feel like they are hitting and putting out agendas and everything on Jalen Hurts just because he have a set team and he don't have to do much. Like he already proved that if he don't have a team, he could do it. What you think the Super Bowl run was? And even believe it or not, last year, even though we had that down play at the end of the season last year, he still had multiple games that he came in the clutch. That Bills game, when he had that drive on the Bills game, I still remember that game. It's multiple games that this guy have come in the clutch and he won it for us. And with passing, with everything. So just because it's another year when he could, I got a team. And they realize, well, he don't have to do that much because we're gonna go in. Because they went away with the running game last season. So they like, you know what? We're gonna bring it back because we got a dynamic running back in Saquon Barkley. And it worked. And now it's working and teams can't stop it. Then why go away from it? I forget my man's name. I think Chris, something like that. He was talking about it. He was saying that because Stephen A. Smith was talking about, what they wanting to see it. They wanting to see it because if it gets stopped or whatever's going to happen. And he's like, yo, people keep saying if it gets stopped, it have not been stopped. Like, it's not. Only time it been stopped is the Steelers game. Then we passed. That was a passing game. We won that game by passing. You can argue, I think the Carolina Panthers, it was kind of stopped a little bit, I believe, or I'm getting it mixed up with I don't know, was it the Jaguars? It was one of those out of those two games. But it really, no, it definitely was the Jaguars. I think it was the Panthers. But they have not stopped it yet. So what is the point of worrying about us passing? Until it happened, then you could worry. But we already saw when they did stop it, we passed. But if you are running it and if it's working, we're listen, I understand you can't run it all 4 quarters. You gotta pass it sometimes, And it's not like in the Green Bay Packers that we did not have no passing drive. That passing drive that ended off with Dallas got a touchdown. That was a passing drive. He hit Smitty multiple times. He hit Smitty multiple times. People is not understanding that we marched down the field multiple times and he scored. Like he scored with John Dotson, and then he marched down the field with multiple drop or multiple passing to Smitty, and then he punched it in with Dallas Goddard. So it's not like, oh, we wasn't passing that game. It's just that it was a hard of a passing game. Why? Because the Green Bay Packers had Kellen Moore play call down pat. So we had to run it a little bit more, and then we had to rely on our defense to do what they did to Jalen Love. Like, so what I'm saying is, man, they are like, what I'm going back to where he was saying that, oh, you telling me with Shannon Sharp, you know, Steve A. Smith telling, like, you telling me for two cold quarters there wasn't nobody open. No, it wasn't. Stop acting like you never saw offense getting shut down before. Like, you've been watching this game so many years. You're telling me for all these years, how many games you done watch, how many seasons you done watch. You're acting like you never saw an offense get shut down from one first, second, third quarter where they are not getting done. When it's just 3 and outs, 3 and outs, 3 and outs, 3 and outs, 3 and outs. Nobody, you telling me, oh, that's you acting like that's impossible. That a defense can't figure out an offense. So sometimes I think they be up there, they just be talking. They just be talking. Like, because he up there debating Dan, what Dan was saying was correct. Like, he was like, yo, he don't think Jalen Hurts played bad. It just wasn't nothing there. And I'm looking like, yo, it really wasn't, because when I was watching the game, I'm questioning myself. I'm like, yo, what is these passing plays Kellen Moore is throwing out there? I'm looking at it. And like I said before in my other video, I got a lot of Eagles fans, and I got Eagles haters that are saying, oh, that was the excuse last year of y'all talking about coordinators. That was the excuse last year about the coordinators. You can't keep using that excuse. Why not? If it's happening, it's not no excuse. It's a fact. We're not. I'm not saying that Kellen Moore is doing as bad as Brian Johnson last year. No, he's doing way more better, way better. But at the same time, if we're having a game where we seeing that he's not calling it right, then he's gonna get called out for it. We ain't making no excuse. We're not telling you year after year is making no excuse. No, I'm telling it how it is. Oh, you can't keep using it. If it's keep happening, yes, we could keep using that. You saying that. Why? Because it's happening again. We are getting coordinators that can't be consistent as on play calling. So like some things that people be saying just be like, I'm like, yo, bro, like, save me with that. Like, cause you don't know what you're talking about. Like, so like, oh, you can't keep using it. If it keep happening, you're gonna keep saying it until something changes. So what is they talking about here? Like, you know, so what I'm saying is that, yo, he did not call a good game. Kellen Moore did not, and that's just fact. He did not call a good game in the Green Bay Packers. He made it harder on Jalen Hurts. He wasn't nobody getting open, like my man Dan said. And Stephen A., stop acting like you never saw an offense get shut down, like for more than 1 or 2 quarters, like, because it happens time and time. I have been watching the game, and it happened multiple times when an offense don't have nothing going on. Why? Because the defense got them figured out. Like, so, and so that's what I'm saying. So I just want, before I get to it, I want to look to make my point more valid going on to this. Like, bear with me because I'm using this new computer, and this could be a little what's the name? But I'm just want to throw up some little stacks right quick. Show y'all what I'm talking about. And I definitely need to get a mouse with this because this is really annoying. But yeah, what I'm saying is that, yo, they just be these analysts, you know, what they be talking, like, especially Nick Wright. I know a lot of people don't like him, and a lot of what he be talking about, and in a lot of aspects where he be like, sometimes he'll give us our flowers, but a lot of times he just be talking too, like, and I just be like, yo, you know, man, I wish you just be quiet, my man. But yeah, I want to throw out a little bit of, what's the name? Let me see. I think it's this one right here. This is his yearly stats right here. You know, going from 22 to 24. Like, you can see, it says, okay, 22, 460 attempts, 306 completions. You know, he got 701 yards that year. Because he was passing it. You know that year came because Shane Steichen had a good offense of passing. He like I think that year Shane Steichen his play calling, I don't think nobody has topped that yet. Like that's just how I feel. Nobody had topped that play call yet. So I'm looking at it in that aspect. And like he had 6 interceptions. So his interception wasn't it was good that year. He played 15 games. So that was a solid year. He going to 23, 538 attempts, 352 completions. That's a little bit too far away. That's because they was forcing a lot of passing last year, and we didn't have a running game on that time. So that would have, but so his passing yards was 3,858 right there. Why? Because we was passing it way too much, but we were struggling too because of that reason. That's 15 interceptions. That's what you see right there. So now going to this season, 15 again, 15 because he was out for 2 games. I believe he's out. Yeah, 2 games, I believe. Then you see less attempts, way more than both of the other years. 361 attempts and 248. Completions. So then you go into the passing yards. It's 2,903 passing yards. It's because of the running game was in play and look at what the interception went down to reduce. So 5 interceptions. So they are actually making it seem like okay, what his stacks is looking is bad. It's not bad stats. It's just that we're not putting up what we used to put up just for the fact that because of we have a different identity, like my man said, hold up right quick, my bad. Dola says, Dark Matter said Nick Wright is a clown. And Dola, so he definitely a clown. Yeah, definitely, he definitely is a clown. Like, man, Nick Wright definitely is a clown. The thing he just be saying, just be like, I sometimes just think he just be talking like, and when he's forced to give us our flowers, that's when he do, and that's just what that is on that aspect. But hold on, I got more, what is that? We put up the right stat for y'all right quick. Oh, come on. All right. This is his passing ratings on the years and all that. You see that he went from 22, he passing rate 101. Last season, it went down. Why? Because of the interception. And this season is better than even the Super Bowl run, 103.7. Like, so it got is the progress of what they are trying to look for him to do is progressing. Like they don't need him to start making mistakes and mess up the game plan. They need him to have mistakes free because you saw with the turnover was kind of making things harder early in the season. So you know what? We're gonna stick to this game. We're not going to be forcing things. Why? Because what the type of play caller? You're Jalen Hurts have to be a type of in the rhythm type of quarterback. Like, not okay. He's not the elite passer that people like, we see. I come to that conclusion. I get it. He's not the elite passer that we see a lot of these passes done like Matt Stafford, I guess you want to say Joe Burrow. If you want to throw out Patrick Mahomes, sometimes he throw boneheaded stuff. Who else? Josh Allen, if you want to name him. He might not just the passing per se, not overall quarterback just the passing per se. Like he's not probably that type of quarterback, but don't make it seem like he's not a great passer either. Like he could pass that ball well too. He probably is not in that top tier of them, but he could pass it well. Like he just got both assets. He's a quarterback that could pass it well and he could run it. And like when you're forcing things where out of his rhythm and his asset, it's going to turn to the interceptions. Like and that's what it was. And I think I think like I said before, those interceptions in the early of the season kind of made him dial back of throwing a lot of these passes now. Why? Because I'm gonna be real. I love the receivers I got, But I'm gonna be real, like he was letting the ball go in early in the season, but it was certain times that he was getting interceptions, and that I feel wasn't his fault. I felt like the receivers didn't do what he thought the receivers going to do as a elite receiver. And I always go back into that. I believe it was the Saints game when he thought Smitty was going to cut in strong. He placed the ball where it needs to be. If Smitty would have cut in strong like a receiver, a spirit, not saying he's not experienced, I just think he just had a hiccup at that time, and he thought Smitty was going to cut over. A lot of analysts even say that, yo, yeah, Smitty could have cut over a little bit more stronger instead of, hold on, I'm sorry, I realized I still got this up right quick. My bad on that. Let me take that down for you. But yeah, like um he they even say if Smitty would have cut over like if Smitty would have cut over like they would expect him to do, that would have been a touchdown. But because he did a little round route, a little round, like it ended up allowing the defender to jot in and catch an interception. And I felt like he had so much chemistry with Smitty that he thought that was going to happen. He placed it where it needs to be, but he didn't. That was an interception. And constantly that kept happening to him. With him throwing the ball in tight areas that he expect his receivers to be at, but his receivers wasn't on a court and being in the areas that he tried to plant the ball was good areas. But because the receivers wasn't on record with him and they didn't recognize, okay, let me cut in that pocket to get it, they end up being an interception or a tip in an interception. So I kind of think he stopped slinging the ball in that way because I kind of feel it's not trying to throw narratives. I'm just speaking as an Eagles fan because I love my team. I love the players, but I kind of feel like he kind of lost slightly a trust at certain areas in his receivers in the areas of trusting them not being great receivers, but trusting them to understand where he wants to throw the ball at. Meaning, if he see a window, like a tight window, but he could squeeze it in, can I trust my receivers to cut in and be in that pocket that they could cut in and grab the ball before a defender get? Like, AJ Brown is a little better at that. I see he and you see at certain times he trusts him in certain times on that type of aspect. Even Dallas Goddard is a bigger tight end and he does it a lot of times, but in a consistent basic and on certain routes and certain plays, I kind of felt like he fell back on that because of what was happening to him in the early season of him slinging the ball in those tight spaces and trying to place it in windows that only his receivers could get. But if his receivers don't be there and don't get it, it's going to tend to be an interception. So I feel like, and that's my opinion, I feel like that was what's going on with Hurts now, that people want him to let the ball go. Yo, let it go. Yo, let it go. Throw it in here. Throw it in space. Like they want him to do that. And I kind of think he's worrying about protecting it more than throwing it in those type of spaces because he tried to do that early in the season and it was causing him to get interceptions because he was not on the same page with his receivers. And I just feel like, I'm not saying some of the interceptions, he made some interceptions that you might think, whatever, but most of them, early this season, it was more because of him being on one accord with his receivers, and he expected his receivers to be somewhere where they wasn't. And maybe that's chemistry. Maybe they got to get better as knowing, listen, like if it's a space in the hole, find it. I'm gonna throw it in. Why? Because if the defense is playing tight and that's the only spot I could place it at, then I need to trust that you recognize that as much I recognize it. Like, and that's how a lot of these great receivers that at times we had watching NFL, they became great receivers because they recognizes those spaces, and they sit there or they go to those spots and they go up, so I feel like, I'm not saying that we don't have receivers like that, but I'm saying that in a consistent basis and going to earlier this season, it was not easy for him. It wasn't on the same page with that. Then AJ Brown was out. He had to rely on his other receivers to do that. That they not experienced in that area. And so all that was happening that people gotta understand. So basically what I'm just saying. Like, man, stop the wins and losses type stats that they also threw out. Let me go back up here. Show one more, I believe. Is it this one? Yeah. All right. This shows his passing yardage, his rating through his wins and losses and all that. You can see it from the based on the graphics aspect. And it says you got the first game, Green Bay, 278. Hold on, let me get a little bit. 278 yards, two touchdowns, two interceptions. His rating was a little below 100. That's because that was the interception. Going back to what I was just talking about him trying to force it in those tight windows and trying to be on one accord with his receivers. Beginning of the season, first game, sometimes that happens. Going to the Atlanta, this is the game he lost. He got 183 yards, one touchdown, one interception. Rating on that. It was like same thing. That game was more of I believe Saquon Barkley was running. He was running on that game and ever. And this goal until before I go more and more, they was also because they based on what I'm bringing this graph on. There was another talk on they saying when they asked Jalen Hurts to do more, we lose. When they ask him to do less, we win. This is the narrative that they are putting out at right now. Constantly keep hearing this narrative. Oh, when he had high passing yardage, like 200 to 300 passing yardage, we loses. But when he have less passing yardage, we win. So this is the narrative. But you see that he have less. That's how I know they just be talking just to be talking. Like because we lost to Atlanta and we had less passing yardage on that game. Oh yeah, it was 283. It was close to 200 yards. 183, close to 200 yards. I could understand we could have won that game. It was a drop pass away from winning it, but it's not like okay, we was putting up scores and we were scoring like crazy either. So that right there was that you see on the Saints, he had 311 passing yardage. They had no zero touchdown. That just probably mean he was marching down the field and we probably punched it in by running it in with Saquon Barkley. One interception. That's the interception I was talking about when we thought he was going to be on the same page with Devontae Smith, and that happened. That reduces rating to 88. I think what did I say 88.8. Excuse me, I don't got my glasses on right now. So that's what happened. Tampa Bay 158, one touchdown rating. These are the times when he had to be on one accord with his receivers, and he was trying to squeeze it through those tight windows that people are seeing, and this is what would say. But that game he didn't have no interceptions. Because I think after the first the first three games, I think he just dialed back and he just went. That's when he changed the way because you can see the graph. He went on no interception. It was a streak. 0 all the way into the Dallas Cowboys. I forget. I don't remember what that interception came. Could have been a tip or whatever. But I think he piled back and he realized, listen, I'm not on one accord with my receivers. I am letting the ball go, but it's just causing interceptions. I'd rather protect the balls and be the reason. I might not be necessarily the reason why we win, all the above, but I'm not going to be the reason why we lose. I like that aspect because we got a team for him to go out in that way. So let's go into Tampa Bay. That game, he was out AJ Brown receivers. They had to understand he had to get on one accord receivers. We lost that game. The defense wasn't on one accord. The defense, how they looked at they were just Vic Fangio was trying to figure things out with them. So we lost that game. That's what it was. You're going to Cleveland Brown. He came back. I don't know. Was that after the bye week? I believe so. 264 yard, which is pretty good. 264 is pretty good. Two touchdowns, zero interception. You see the rating when he pulled back and realized. Listen, he pulled back. He understand what he got as a team. You see his rating just shot up from 85.1 to 126. Then it went to 119. Like, is they acting like, okay, he got 114 on the Giants. Then he got Cincinnati. He went to 236, 230, 202. Like, they acting like he's not passing the ball. Like, he's getting up to the 200. Maybe it's not. He had 1-3. Okay, he had 1-300 with the New Orleans. But at the same time, he you're getting 200 something passing yardage when your identity is a ranked first team. Like, we was running the ball constantly, and him to get 200 something is pretty good for running the ball. Like, and to have a passing rating from 132, 132, 115. The Washington, that was a little tight game right there, but he still put up 221. Like, and I just think that was probably the tenth, the passing tenth probably happened, but you see his rating shot up, and he still was keeping up as being a run first team. He still was keeping up, doing doing good with his passing. But they want him to do what Joe Burrow doing. They want him to do what Josh Allen and Matt Stafford and all these other. Could know that we're not a team like that. He don't need to. All he needs to do is do his job. Why can't his job just be protecting the ball and making plays when they need him, Why, like I said before, let me take this off the screen. Let me read it. Like I said before, my bad. I don't know why this hot in that. But yeah, like I said before, like, why do these analysts get so stuck on a narrative that quarterbacks always have to be the number reason why they are doing so well? Like, it don't have to be that. Like, why do necessary the quarterback gotta be the top player all the time on a team? Why can't at a certain year in a certain season that he can't, you know what? The receiver is the top one this year. The running back is the reason this year. Why can't sometimes the defense is the reason this year? Like, why they always have to feel like every year it got to be the same old, same old? Oh, the quarterback is the quarter. No, why can't the quarterback just do his job and allow a player to do it, to be the best player? This season, it's not about Jalen Hurts. It's about Saquon Barkley. Not saying Jalen Hurts is not doing good this season. Not saying that he's not, but I don't know why it won't show. There you go. Like, I'm trying to read what's the name. My bad. But yeah, read a little bit. The Out of Bound podcast said, "Go Birds, those so go Birds." He says, in 1998, when the Broncos went to the Super Bowl with a 2,000 yards running back, John Elway had 28,000 yards, 22 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. This year, Hurts with a 2,000 yard running back, 29,000 yards, 18 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions. And we won 3 games, but Saquon has under 100 yards. Yeah, yo, that's definitely facts. I feel you when you thanks for those stats Out of Bound podcast. Um and that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just like they're not giving this guy respect and looking at at things in different perspective. They just being one track minded, and they just trying to find narrative that just like it's not fair for him. It's not, and what I'm saying is that, like, yo, why is they making it seem like every year a quarterback have to be the top player? No, it don't. If we got a team, that's why it's a team sport. If we got a team, everybody keeps saying, "Oh, the Eagles packed. The Eagles got a team. The Eagles, the defense, the offense. The Eagles this, the Eagles that." Then, if you got a team, don't stop looking at it in a fan perspective. Look at it in a coach perspective. If you got a team and you're a coach and you could coach your game, you could game plan your game any way you want to game plan it, and you got a team. You could say, well, you could go in a route that, okay, let me try this. And if nobody can stop it, Why I'm gonna go away for it? So they did. We got Saquon Barkley. Let's see what he do. We got a like I said, a top tier O line. Let's get this running game. From week one all the way into now, they cannot stop it. So let's pull back. Why would I go away with what working? Why would I put, oh, no, what? Nah, we gotta let Jalen Hurts pass. No, that's the game plan now. We're gonna let him pass. Then now we losing game. Now you mess up the momentum, the flow of things. Now you get Saquon Barkley out of the flow of things. Now you're running back, you lose the chemistry with your running game. Now it's like they don't understand that whole aspect of the sport of dealing with what could happen when a team lose momentum, when a team lose flow, when they start doubting because what the coaches is doing out there for them. Yo, if you have a team, they go on game plan they season based on what they have as a team, not what people want to see. Not because, oh, the quarterback had to be the number one. He always got to know. He don't have to be the top player every year. He don't. Sometimes he can set back and you know what? I got a player. He's doing his thing. All I'm going to do is protect the ball and do my job. That's what he is doing. He is a problem. It's an issue in the pass. Ain't no issue in the passing game. Like, he not asking them to pass it. It's not like, I understand, okay, the Green Bay Packers, they want to keep talking about that, or how he look, or he didn't look good. People want to keep saying he didn't look good. Like, some people understand that, like I said, Dan said he didn't feel like he didn't look good. It just wasn't nothing there. And what I'm saying is that's how I feel. Wasn't nothing there. And at the end of the day, this guy was out for 3 weeks. 3 weeks. He didn't practice. He wasn't in practice to the last minute. So your coach don't only had limited time to game plan with you because you was not practicing because of concussion protocol. So why are they trying to overlook that aspect? And you got so many quarterbacks that will be out only for 1 week. You got so many will be out for 1 week, and they come back, they throw at least one interception. They ain't struggling making a touchdown. This guy was out 3 weeks, and it's a playoff game with a Green Bay defense that's doing well, and he threw not one interception. Like, why is that not being talked about? Why are they not talking about that he's doing his job and he's not being the reason why we lose games? Because let's be honest with you. Let's be real. If that was Dak Prescott, and him not, he didn't even have to be out for 3 weeks. He could just still be 100% healthy. I guarantee you, what a Green Bay Packers defense, how they was playing that game, he would at least do one interception. He probably would do 2 interceptions, trying to force it to CD Lamb, trying to whatever. You would have seen all that going on. Like, he would have been eyeing down one receiver, trying to get, like, yo, you would have seen that happen multiple times with quarterbacks being like that. He did not. For him being out for 3 weeks, all he had to do was protect the ball. That's all he had to do, and he did that. He marched out of field, scored with Dallas Goedert. He scored with Jahan Dotson. And cool, we got down the field. We kicked field goals. All right, cool. It was we kicked field goals. Jake Elliott did his job. He missed one extra point field goal. Cool. But he marched out of field and he got those field goals. He marched down the field. We got those field goals. They wanted him to do more. He was out for 3 weeks. He protected the ball and he did well enough for us to win. The defense played. It's a team sport. They did their job. They told them down, and we won the game. What is we talking? What is we doing here? Like, what is the whole narrative? What's going on? If that was Patrick Mahomes, it would have been a whole different thing. Whatever. It wouldn't be the whole talk. Oh, yeah, Patrick Mahomes winning, do anything. He winning. Being out for 3 weeks, he come back. He still. They were like, wow, you know what? This is the whole thing. Reason why they don't talk and they don't come down on this guy because he 2-time Super Bowl winning. He won back to back. He went to the Super Bowl. He constantly going to that. So because he's got 2 rings and he goes into Super Bowl, when he have a bad game, you can't talk about it because you already saw. No, that don't work like that. That sounds stupid. If he's doing bad, it should be talked that he's doing bad, regardless of what he done before, regardless of what he got. If he's doing bad and he's having a bad season and he's not doing well, he needs the same type of treatment. Why? Because if he's getting hold of, if Jalen Hurts, because this is another thing that they contradict themselves. So many analysts, like I told you before, I be want to go up there and grab the mic and say me and be all up in their face. Like, I don't care if I start spitting, whatever. Like, because they just be blowing me with the type of stuff they be talking about. They be contradicting themselves so hard. I just be wanting to spaz on them. Like, yo, first you say, oh, because Jalen Hurts, we are talking about him. We are talking about him. It's because we saw what he did. We saw the type of level he went to. We saw what he done. We know what type of quarterback he is. We know this. We know he was an MVP candidate. We saw all this. They say all this, and then they last thing they say was, that's the reason why we hold them accountable, because we saw that. That's why we coming at you and we bringing these narratives, we bringing all that. Why? Because we saw that. We saw that when we hold them up to a higher standard to whatever. But then you saying that y'all don't talk about y'all don't talking about Patrick Mahomes because he got two Super rings. He got two Super Bowl rings, like I believe two, been to three or one of those, but he got multiple Super Bowl rings, and he been to the Super Bowl multiple times. You contradict yourself. So you go hold him up because you know his Jalen Hurts potential. So you go hold him up to his standard, but you don't know Patrick Mahomes potential. So you're not gonna hold him up to his standards. Like it's the type of narratives that if you listen to them, you will see like what they are trying to do. You can see the hate through they mirrors. You can see the whole thing what they trying to do. They backtrack, they bite their tongue so much, yo. It's just, a lot of these analysts just be mind-boggling, and I'll be like, yo, bro, I wish he just like, please, if it's a way that I could call in, it's a way I could say something, let me, because I want to just say something right now, like they do this all the time, and I'll be like, yo, what is we doing here? Like, come on, he's in the playoffs every season, and they keep saying, "Oh, not because of him." Like, well, I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna end it in a few, so I get prepared what I got to do and everything. But I'm gonna say this: they are acting like, okay, you won't say. Let's say, okay, we can say that Jalen Hurts is not. When it just talk about not quarterback overall, because when the quarterback overall, I feel he on top tier. I'm not saying right now, he the top number one. I would say he top up there, But if you want to just keep it strictly passing, those is there a way I can call it out? Laugh. Yeah, yo, that's how I be feeling, bro. I'll be wanting to talk. I'll be wanting to talk to them personally. I'll be wanting to put them like, yo, can I talk to you right quick? I'll be wanting to put them to the side and everything. That's how I'll be feeling. But yeah, what I want to say, if you want to, like, we're just talking about passing per se, then cool. Maybe he's not, when you just strictly talk about passing, all the way up there with that top 10. He's still a good passer to me. But if you want to take that top elite pass or whatever, you haven't seen that yet, so you can't put it. Cool, I'll let you have that one. I want to debate it. But when you're talking about a quarterback overall, because you can't just strictly stick with passing, because you got so many quarterbacks that could pass they ass off, but they lose this game because that's all they have. Like they can't extend the play. They can't make nothing out of nothing. They getting sacked because they don't know what to do. They folding under pressure. Like, they could pass, but they like, that's all they have. No, I want a quarterback that maybe he's probably not the top tier passer, but he can still pass the ball. But at the same time, he had other skill assets that will help the team that he could do when it comes to him being a clutch quarterback. And to me, that's why I put him up there, is because he is a clutch quarterback. When you need somebody to take over, like I said in my other videos before, it's only a few quarterbacks that when you need a quarterback to take over because their receivers is not clicking and nothing going, you need a quarterback to take over. It's only a few quarterbacks that could do that. Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and to me, that's about it. And Jalen Hurts. Those are the only quarterbacks that I have saw that took over a game when their receivers is not getting open. Their receivers is not doing nothing. The running game is being hard. So they got to open up the running game for with them running it or them extending the play. They take those are the quarterbacks. You can order it the way you want to order it. You can say who's number one at it, who's whatever. I'm not gonna get into that type of debate. But what I'm saying is, They are the top quarterbacks when it comes to taking and being a clutch quarterbacks that could take over and put the team on their back when when they having a hard time on giving it to the receivers because the receiver is not getting over the defense is playing hard. These are the quarterbacks that does this constantly. Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and Jalen Hurts. Like we saw Jalen Hurts done that multiple times. Multiple times. True, like I keep saying, like I said again, once I bring it up for the new viewers, that Buffalo Bills game last year was a prime example of that. Like he does it multiple times because he is a clutch quarterback. Like he might not put up the stats that you want, but when you need him to make a drive, when you need him to seal the game, when you need him to seal the moment, he does it. I want a quarterback that can seal the moment, that can win the game. He might not put up stats like y'all want to see, passing yardage and all this other stuff, but let's watch the game and not watch stats. Let's see what he is doing as a quarterback to make his team win. That's looking at us in that type of sense. Like he is winning. He is being the reason why we win, not the reason why we lose. And if he's not the reason why we win, he definitely ain't gonna be the reason why we lose because he is protecting it. And Rams fans think they're winning this game because of that. I don't understand why. Like because we already blew them out. Like we already dismantled them when we first played them. They said they are a different team. The Rams a different team now and all that. You know, and I get it. It might be a different team, but they ain't far from. They can't be that far. And I feel like how different they is no compared to how different our defense is number one and what they are doing. Like we are like in the playoff. We kept Green Bay back at only 10 points, bro. Like you see the difference from when we played them the first game. Green Bay Packers put up we still won, but it was a high score game. I think it was 30-something to 30-something. I forget the score. I didn't know I think we won just by a field goal or a touchdown, something like that. It was a high score game. But then I called that. I was like, and a lot of Eagles fans called it too. They were like, yo, Green Bay, we are different. This defense is different than when we first played this. And look what happened. They only scored 10 points. And if Jalen Hurts wasn't rusty, and I feel like if he wasn't out for 3 weeks and Kellen Moore called a better game plan with Jalen Hurts, we could have blew them out 30-something to 10. Like that could have been 30-something 10 blowout. Like, so what I'm saying is it might go the same way with the Rams. Now, I'm not discluding sometimes it be different. I'm not going to exclude it because they still got a good offense with those two dynamic receivers of Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua. If I say his name right, I always get his name all twisted. And Matt Stafford is still a good quarterback. You know, we still gotta come with the game plan. We still gotta look out for him. Like, you know, and that's what it is. Let me take a look at the talk right quick. Got my easel coffee. Excuse me. But like, that's what I'm saying. Like, we still, I feel like we still our defense. I'm just more looking on that defense, what we gonna probably do to Matt Stafford, like because of what we are doing now. Like Vic Fangio figured this thing out. He realized where he need his players to be, who good in different positions. The chemistry got way better. The players, the defense IQ done got way better. Like pass rushing might not be like it was when we had like 70 sacks, but at the same time, it's still good with Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis and Sweat and all them other boys. Like, and let's give the flowers to Lowen Smith. Like, man, that Green Bay Packers, 2 sacks, quarterback sacks, he was getting in there. Yo, he's coming around. He's coming around too, and I'll be looking forward to him going into this Rams game to what he could do again. Like, you know, because Nolan Smith was definitely balling. So what I'm saying is that like we are totally different games. So I feel like the Rams don't listen. You better be worried about they don't have that type of game again that we had in the beginning. Like, you know, you better be worried. You better understand that. But like I said, I'm not gonna wrap y'all too long. All I'm just saying is like, yo, stop acting like Jalen Hurts is not a clutch quarterback. Stop acting like that. He might not put in stats up. He might not be doing the yardage that y'all want, especially this season. Is all right because my man is a clutch quarterback. He don't need to do that. He only gonna do what they asked him to do, and when his name didn't call, he's gonna come through time and time again, like he showed all the time. Like so, that's why my trust is in him, and that's how I feel. So that being said, all that that's how I feel on that subject. And yo, let me know how y'all feel about it. Like if you agree or disagree, jot down in the comments. Let's get the talk going. I appreciate everybody that tuned in and comment and let me know their opinions on it. I definitely appreciate it. But like yo, definitely stay tuned. We're gonna have another video. Please do not hesitate to like, follow, subscribe to the channel. And also don't hesitate to follow the other channel where we are talking about NFL in June and we are covering more teams on what was important that week on other teams. So definitely, please follow the other channel, and that will be Dolo Solo 133 TV. My man is right in the comments. If you can see the comments, you got it there right there. That's the channel. But I'm gonna say it, Dolo Solo 1033 TV. That's DOLOSOLO 1033 TV. Please follow that other channel where we are talking about NFL overall. And we are also having life discussion where we are just bugging out and we are just vibing, man. Come and vibe with us. Don't hesitate to vibe and join the discussion if you want to talk to. That's what we are doing it at, man. Um, that's what it is. But like I said, thanks out about podcast and everybody else that joined the channel. I definitely appreciate it. If you're coming in late, please play back the video and join the discussion. I'll be back on this again stream no time in ASAP, ASAP. So stay tuned. And like I said, like, follow, subscribe to the channel, please. This your boy Hyphen Jers. Thanks for tuning in, Hyphen Eagles. I'll see y'all yet again. Bird game. I'm out.